One of the most interesting things that we learn about creativity is that it is very variable. We've said it and we'll keep on saying that creativity is something that every leader should pack into his bag. Welcome to Creativity Class. My name is John Kemani. We encourage you to follow us on previous episode just to learn more about this creativity. Now, Tony, in a publication of 2019, believes that creativity is the most powerful advantage of any organization can have. An organization should then strive to look for persons who are creative. Because once we employ creativity, then we are not going to be stagnant. We are going to be forward moving. We are going to be able to make progress in our own lives. But again, let's ask the question: why should we embrace creativity in our workplace, in leadership, in business, in church? Why should we go for creative people, and why should we go for creativity in our workplace? We provide five reasons. Number one, it challenges status quo. If you look at the way David was able to handle Goliath, in a situation whereby, for 40 days and 40 nights, the status were Goliath would come, taunt the armies of the living God, and nobody would challenge. But when David comes into the scene, what does he do? He challenges the status quo. And for us to be able to make progress, for us to be able to bring a turnaround, for us to be able to make improvement in our own lives, then it is very important for us to be able to embrace creativity. Because one of the things that creativity does, it comes and disrupts the norms, the traditions that are there. At the end of the day, problems are solved. We are able to find solutions to the problems that we are going through. Why it not for the convictions that David had? Why it not for the convictions that the likes of Samson had? Why it not for the convictions that the late Desmond Tutu had? Then South Africa would be known for apartheid. But because these people came and wanted to bring about what we call status, I mean, they brought in creativity. That's why we see the development. Look at the Wright brothers. What did they do? They wanted to challenge the status quo of people walking. The Wright brothers, the status quo of people driving. What did they do? They invented the plane. Look at the guy who invented the light bulb. It's all about challenging the status quo. Very, very powerful. Number two, it attracts others to you, because creativity is all about making things better. Entrepreneurs are people who go out there, identify a gap, and bring up a product or a service that just basically makes people better. If there is a crop of people that are actually needed in the world today, then are entrepreneurs. Because apart from meeting the gap, apart from meeting the gap in the market, the other thing is that uh, entrepreneurs are able to come up with a better product that actually improves the lives of people. And again, they are able to create more jobs. And so whether somebody is a painter or an architect or musician or whatever it is, when anybody ventures into creativity, people are attracted to you, people celebrate you. You can see how people were attracted to David. Now, number three, it just helps us to make the world more relevant. And if you are a pastor, once you understand creativity, if you are a communicator, or you are a musician, creativity helps you to bring the message home. It just helps that you become relevant, that you don't become out of date. David was useless at one point. No, nobody looked on him like he's anybody. Once he embraced creativity, everybody was talking about him. His brother dismissed him. Where was he when the women were singing that David had killed the 10,000 against Saul, who was killed 1,000? You see, it just made David to be a hero, to be a celeb, just like that. Why? Because he was willing to disrupt the traditions. He was willing to come in and change a few rules here and there. He became a rebel. Number four, it helps us to learn more. You know, creative people are curious. They have a curious mind. They want to know how we can do it better. Which other way can we do these things better? It's all about asking yourself, is there any other way that we can be able to do this thing in a better way? And I think that is very, very important. you know um Creativity ask, is there another way of doing it? Is there another way we can improve? Is there another option? Is there another path that we can be able to follow? That is what creativity talks about. And then finally, if you want to, and if you are serious about building a profitable enterprise, if you're serious about building a profitable venture, then what we are saying, then we need to embrace creativity. John Maxwell actually says that when somebody is creative, it just gives a reservoir of limitless ideas, of a lot of ideas. Creativity is the ability to see what everybody else had not seen or had seen and ignored. And that is very important, which says if we are going to have profit, it simply means that we are able to improve our problems. And once we improve our problems, once we are able to solve the problems ahead of us, what happens? Of course, we increase. We increase effectiveness. Once effectiveness come, people like us. People come and buy our products. And I think we can give one bonus. It reduces stress levels, because as a leader you are able to ask yourself, how can I be able to communicate to the people? How can I be able to remove the challenges that people are going through? How can I make the workplace exciting? How can I make the workplace competitive? How can I make the product more relevant, more accessible to the people, which means people have less stress values? Creativity is very, very important in our own lives, and it is very important for us to be able to embrace it. Thank you very much for the many of you that have joined this class, and those that will join later. My name is John Kemani. Remember to keep on following us, and until next week, such a time as this, when we shall be able to conclude this lesson. My name is John Kimani. Remember what you always say: inawezekana.